Here we go. Got it. Hi guys. I'm Raven. If you, I'm an alcoholic. Um, yeah. And Mary asks me last minute very intentionally because if she asks me too far ahead, the anxiety will get to me. Um, look, already I'm going like, oh, what am I supposed to be doing? I have a little over 2 years sober. Um, 2 years, 2 months, and 4 days, I believe. And this shit is hard. This shit is hard. I would love to come and say it's all sunshine and rainbows and roses, but it's not. Um, it's hard and it's work every single day. I've shared my backstory of how I got here before. I guess it's been a long time, but I'd like to try not to focus on what got me here, but what happened once I got here. Um, but a little bit of background on me. I am a domestic violence survivor. My first husband was incredibly physically, emotionally, sexually, all the things abusive. Thankfully, I put him in jail for 13 years. He's out now. That sucks. My second husband was sexually and financially and emotionally abusive, and that sucks. But they're no longer in my life. They just caused a little bit of lasting trauma. I also have a little bit of reproductive trauma. I've had 4 pregnancies. I've only had one live birth. He was born extremely prematurely and he lived for 8 months and then he passed. Um, so that and the other miscarriages, one was at 20 weeks and ended with me holding him in my hand between my legs as the ambulance carried me off to the hospital. So there's some traumas there. Uh, I also am disabled. I've broken my neck and my lower back, which has left me with some chronic pain and nerve damage. Those are all traumas. And the way that my life changed when they happened are traumas. Um, Also, my alphabet soup is incredibly full of all different kinds of letters. I've got borderline personality disorder, BPD, CPTSD, GAD. I got a whole slew of the alphabet soup. Um, I have many reasons to drink. I have a shit ton of reasons to drink. And for the longest time, I didn't see any reasons not to drink. I only saw the reasons to drink. And so I drank and I drank and I drank. And I was not suicidal. I don't think I've ever been actively suicidal, but I sure as fuck didn't care whether I was alive or not. And somehow I hit rock bottom. It's hard for me to describe what that rock bottom is. I didn't get a DUI or lose my family or any of those stereotypical things, the things that we think or I thought I needed to happen in order for me to reach out for help. I thought I had to wait for one of those really life altering bad things in order to reach out for help. So I didn't for a long time. Instead, I tried to do it on my own many, many, many times and failed many, many, many times. And somehow, one day, little over 2 years ago, I hit that wall and said, I need help. I'm not being able to do it on my own. I need help. It was a gift of desperation. I love that acronym or whatever the fuck it's called, GOD, gift of desperation. I had it. I had it hard. I had it bad. And so I'm looking all over the internet trying to find, help, help, help with drinking, help with drinking. And everything cost money except for AA. I didn't really want to do AA. Many, many years ago, I did NA. Uh, as a 17-year-old, I did NA. I don't know if you've ever been to an NA meeting, but holy motherfucking shit, that's whoa. And I was a 17-year-old little girl. But I did a few months of that, and I guess it was kind of helpful. Definitely scary, but helpful. I didn't want to do AA because of all the God shit. Um, but again, I was so goddamn desperate. I found that Everything AA app, and downloaded it on my phone and found some meetings. And all of them, were labeled with what kind of meetings they were. And like there's, just every different kind of meeting you can find. But I thankfully, I focused on the beginner meetings, the beginner meetings. They had to say beginner on them. Those shits are epic, whether they are, God. Yes, there's a lot of praise God, praise God, praise God. Blah, blah. But you know what there's more of in those meetings other than praise God, is fuck yeah, I'm glad you're here. That was amazing. They went through everybody's day counts. You have one day, holy shit, fuck yeah, I'm so glad you're here. You have 1 week, holy fucking shit, I'm so glad you're here. You have 30 days, oh my God, I'm so glad you're here. And that's what I needed, because in those moments, I felt like such a failure, felt such shame, and I hated myself that I only had 1 day sober, and I hated myself that I only had 2 days sober, and I felt so fucking awful about it. And on day 3, I found this group, which is because before I found this group, I had no idea what the word secular meant. And now I do, which is amazing. It just means no God. Um, in the secular meetings, which I mean, if you're here, is filled with atheists and alcohol and agnostics. Well, I'm not atheist and I'm not agnostic, but I'm also sure, I'm even more sure as fuck not Christian. Um, there's a slide that we post. It's the inclusivity slide that says we do not endorse or oppose any form of atheism or religion, and it says, you're free to share your search for it, your rejection of it, whatever. That slide is so important to me. In fact, at one point in time during one business meeting, we threw around the idea of getting rid of that slide, and I very adamantly said, fuck no, we cannot get rid of that slide, because that slide on day 3 let me know that this might be a safe place for me. This might be where I can be. And that slide is still so important to me. Not 2.5, I'm giving myself more time. 2 years later, that slide is still so fucking important to me. Every time I read it, because even though I'm not Christian, I'm not atheist, I'm not agnostic, I have a different spiritual path, I'm safe here. Since I've been coming to this meeting, I have had some shit go down that is pretty fucking hard to deal with. At 7, 8 months, I lost my dad. It was a long road. It was about 2.5 months that I was in Alaska dealing with that. And coming to this meeting almost every night and crying. And if I didn't show up to the meeting, people searching me out saying, "Are you okay?" And getting through it with this room. I almost drank twice. I've told this story a few times before, but if you're new here, oh well. My dad died at about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I left the hospital. It's right about 6:30 in the morning, and I drove to the liquor store. And the liquor stores in Alaska, that's where I'm from, are closed from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. 2 hours that they're closed. Two. Like, that's fucking ridiculous. Oh my God. But the liquor stores were closed. And I'm so glad that it was because I know without a doubt that I mean, I walked up to the door, I pulled the handle, I would have drank. Um, the next day, I went over to the neighbor's house and asked them for a drink, and they didn't have anything in their house because we had been talking about alcoholism and they were in active addiction and they were trying to quit. And I was saying, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. So because of me, those assholes didn't have alcohol in their house. Damn it. I'm very thankful for that. I'm thankful now for that. Whew, the plane ride home was hard too. Man, fucking planes. Airports are really hard. Um, I also lost a job and a community with that job that I thought was my safe space. But in my sobriety and learning to set boundaries and just be able to think clearly and be able to start to express myself and my ideas, um, turns out they didn't like that. I was not nearly as able to be manipulated. I wasn't as able to be just what they needed without having an opinion. That was really hard. That was really fucking hard to get through. And this group helped me get through that shit. It sucked losing that community, and I'm so glad that thankfully I had this community to lean on, and had to realize that I had this community to lean on. I've also been through some really fucking good things. I got married, which is kind of like a who gives a fuck thing because I've been married to the same guy for 8 years. We had the big ceremony and all that jazz. We just never signed the paperwork. So like mentally, I was already married, you know. Um, but we actually made it legal. We made it legal while sober. I made the decision to attach myself to this guy who I had never known sober. So that actually was a big deal because the last time I committed to him, I was drunk. um and the whole reason I even wanted to get married is because my two previous marriages I was pregnant during those weddings, and so I couldn't drink, and I just wanted a fight to finally have a wedding where I could get hammered at. That was the goal. I made that goal. We got actually absolutely hammered. Um, so then I had another wedding with him sober, and that was so much more meaningful. And because of that, I now have insurance. Remember, I said I was disabled? I am disabled. Been disabled without insurance. And you guys have all been amazingly supportive through that. It's been rough. It's been weird. It's been hard. I've had to call doctors on the phone. If you have an anxiety disorder, you know how hard that is to pick up a fucking phone and make a goddamn appointment. Why is that so hard? I don't know, but it is. But at least now I have medication for that and I'm working on it. Um, I've been through a lot with this group, but still I have hard days. I've been having hard days because when we take away that alcohol, those traumas are still fucking there. Those alphabet soup that you've been medicated, that I was medicating, trying to stick to I statements, it's still there. And now maybe the just stay sober, just stay sober, just stay sober, when that subsides, all the rest of that shit is still there and we have to deal with it. This group is so good at it was so good at getting me through that just don't drink, just don't drink, just don't drink. Um, but I also have to remember that you guys are here when it's all the other shit that creeps in, all the traumas creep in, all the triggers are still there. I have this group to rely on. I know I'm hammering about this group because I really wanted to talk about since I've been sober, and this group is so integral to that. And I didn't understand how that could happen. Y'all are a bunch of strangers in boxes, and honestly, most of you, if I met you on the street and had no idea that you were an alcoholic, and so was I would think I had absolutely nothing in common with you. There's nobody in here that has my exact story, exact story and my past and my traumas. But you as a group have all of my same traumas and same experiences. So I can relate to every one of you and you can relate and every one of you I think can relate to me in some way, shape, or form. And that's fucking amazing because that's how we build community, is having something in common. I had no idea how much I had in common with these people, that I would have never thought. Uh, I'm looking at Coral's face right now. She is such a fucking brainiac and a scientist and so fucking smart, um, and makes me feel stupid. But then I heard her speak, and it turns out we both used to love doing acid back in the day and going to raves. So, like, what? That's the I would have never known I had that in common with her. Sorry, I'm getting a little sidetracked, but it's amazing. I have so much in common with all of the faces, and it's amazing. I think I'm starting to beat a dead horse. So I'll start to wrap it up. If you haven't guessed it, this is my home group. Because of this home group, I now know more about my computer than I ever did before, so I can do slides. And I'm getting past some of my anxiety and able to even do security only on a daytime meeting where there's no bombers. Um, because of them, I host my own fucking meeting, which is a tarot meeting. So it's not just like, hey, let me like, have the controls, but it's also like they let me be my witchy woo woo self. And they celebrate it, which is like fucking like what? That's so super weird to me. Um, I found my group of people. So if this isn't your group of people, that's absolutely okay. I just really encourage you to find your group of people. I need the people in this group. Um, I don't just want them and they're not just my friends, but I need them. I need Coral and I need Mary and I need Ash, whose box I can't see. And I need Danielle and I need Angie, who's like so new here. And I'm just like, oh my God, I need you. Beck, who's brand new. I'm so fucking glad to see your face every fucking time I see your face. It's amazing. So if these aren't your people, please go find your people. Um, I think some of the people that I mentioned, I hope that the feeling is mutual and that they need me too. I think if, like I said, if this isn't your group, go find your group because there are people out there that need you. And there are people out there that you need. And it's magic. It's fucking magic. Even in the hard times, it's magic. In the great times, it's magic. Because it's shit's hard. But because of this group, I'm still fucking doing it. And you know what? Everybody here can too. That's all I got for you guys this time. I fucking love you all. And I'm so thankful for you all because I could not be here doing this without you.